So, Brit, you invited all these people in your community to this country club, to this golf event for your shapewear, and you weren't gonna feed them? Why? You didn't have enough food for your party? And Shamia, come here. Come on up front. Come on up front. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here for a second time to talk the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 12. The Frack is back. If you guys are brand new to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, thumbs up the video, and leave your comments down below. I know that some of you got the notification for this last night. There was a crazy echo. It was late. I was not re-recording last night, so here we are again. All right, so if you are back, okay, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 40,000 subs, and I need your help. Y'all are viewing. The views are viewing. I need the subs to sub along with it, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. So Phaedra's back, yay. So we start off with Shamia, okay? So Kelly comes over to hang out by the pool, and they're on the phone. Hey, bestie. Hey, best friend. Hey, best friend. I don't trust people like that. I don't. I do not trust people like that. If you call everybody your best friend, who are you the most loyal to, right? I understand that there are people that have more than one best friend. I have a couple different best friends, but I don't call every Tom, Dick, and Harry, every Chelsea, Susan, and Monique. Monique really is my best friend though. But I don't call everybody their best friend. You know what I mean? So I think it's interesting when people do that. If I call you bestie, if I call you best friend, I mean it. It's just not something that I say. But it's what Shamia says, okay? So they're talking and they're going to plan a trip to Grenada. They said we need to rejuvenate, relax. A lot has been going on, all that type of stuff. So they want to not only go to visit and hang out, but to help provide some relief from the hurricane. Remember, we had a series of bad hurricanes last year that kind of displaced a lot of people and that type of stuff. So they want to go and be very philanthropic with it as well. So Kelly's talking about how her divorce is coming up soon, and she said that it's draining her financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, all that type of stuff. We know that divorces take a toll on people. A lot of them aren't very cut and dry like you would think. So it's a lot. And we get a flashback of her telling her family that she has to pay $158,000. God damn. Jesus. I feel like I might have to fight my lawyer because why am I paying this much? So I was talking to Roxy. Y'all know my bestie, Roxy from Roxy Says. Check out her recap, subscribe, all that good stuff. And she brought up, like she brought to my attention that nobody is really talking to Drew about her divorce. We hear Porsha talk about hers with the ladies. We see Kelly talking about hers. It's like nobody is there for Drew in this. And that's unfortunate. They got to bring somebody in for Drew. Drew needs a friend because I feel like Drew is going through her divorce all on her own. Although we did just see Drew and Ralph cooking on Instagram for Memorial Day. She's calling him daddy. He's feeding her food. Drew. Now, I already told you that I thought that this was given storyline. Because why are y'all still in the same house? Come on, Drew. Come on, Drew. This is why they call you a liar. This is why. So we panned over to Porsha. Porsha's out looking for a new house with her mother and Lauren. And the house that she's looking at right now, gorgeous house, 8 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, $4.2 million. She's looking for a place for her and PJ to lay their head, okay? I like the house. I mean, don't buy the first house that you see. They tell everybody that. Porsha knows that. Go, keep looking. But she said this house is going to be her plan B. All right. So she talks about after her first divorce, she walked away with nothing. Remember, she was married to Cordell. She didn't work. He paid all the bills. He was the breadwinner. So she had nothing going on. And she was basically, left out on her ass. She doesn't want that for herself now. So I guess when she when Porsha got with Simon, she knew what she wanted to do, right? She knew that she was in it with Simon for the money. Let's be very clear. Let's be very for real about this. So Porsha set up things to have in place for herself. So now that this marriage has dissolved, okay, she's not left out on her ass. She has Go Naked. She's had that for what, 10 years or so. Porsha has other business ventures. You know, she got the sheets, okay? Pamper by Porsha, and she's Porsha Williams, okay? So she has money. So she's letting her sister know that she's going to Grenada with the girls. And Lauren was like, y'all gonna be in the same house? And Porsha said, well, why wouldn't we be? Lauren said, well, I remember back at the sheep party, you had a situation. Porsha said, look, me and Shamia have talked about this. We've dated it and we had our little situation, but we're good now. You know what I mean? No one needs to understand our friendship but us. Basically, if I want to let Shamia be my lap dog and she's happy being my lap dog and I can do whatever I want to Shamia and I can run down on Shamia and I can dog walk her and all that other type of stuff, if she's cool with it, mind your business. That's what Porsha is saying, okay? Porsha also then goes on to say that if her love is not enough to keep a relationship or friendship together, then they can go seek it somewhere else. Basically meaning I'm going to treat you the way that I treat you, and if you don't like it, then go and get the hell on. That's what I took from that statement. Me. My opinion, okay? So we panned over to Shamia. Shamia's at the radio station with Big Tigger, and she's talking about her song. And Tigger was like, oh, somebody else got a song out from the cast. Shamia was like, who? Drew. So then Shamia's like, oh, well, Drew's song isn't on this radio station. Shamia, let's be very clear. Your shit ain't on the radio either. Your music is not on the radio either. It might be in Atlanta, but damn it, I don't live in Atlanta. I don't hear you on the radio either, Shamia. So don't do that. Don't do that. You're hanging on to this weird ass beef with Drew for no reason. Everybody has called you a lap dog. You are. So for you to be this hold up with Drew is silly. It's silly. What it's really given is that you are still frustrated with your conversation with Porsha. And so because of that, you feel that I can't take it out on Porsha. So I'm just going to take it out on Drew because, well, Drew's the easy target. We all do this to Drew. That's lame, Shamia. That's lame. It is so hard to root for you every single episode when you do lame shit like this. When you do lame shit like that, it's so annoying. So annoying, right? So we then pan over to Britney. So Britney's telling her husband how she is hosting this event for her brand, Bare and Naked. My notes say birth and naked, and that was a typo. That was a typo. So basically, it's shapewear and clothing that is so bare you feel naked. It's giving Skims, but okay. So she planned on launching this when her insurance company agency, when she launched that back in 2020, but she didn't get around to it. Now, truth be told, this probably would have been a more successful, better venture in 2020 because we were at home. I feel like the loungewear, the shapewear, we don't care. We don't want it. We don't like you. So, like, you introducing this now later in the season, we don't care, Britney. I don't. But okay, we pan over to Angela. So Angela and Charles go to one of her investment properties. You know, she got what, 5 or 6 of these houses she needs to sell and they're not selling. It's a mess. The drywall isn't fixed. There's like blankets hanging on the wall, like stuff is in disarray. Okay. So she has been reducing the price of these houses so much that it's back to what she paid for it. So I think she said that she's paid $499K for this house, or 490,000 for this house, and now she paid for it. She wanted to sell it for 490,000. That includes the renovations and all that type of stuff. Hasn't been selling, so she has reduced it down so much. It's back to 338,000, which is what she paid for it. So basically, you're not going to get a profit, and now you're losing money because all the money that you put into the house is not selling. What did you put into it, Angela? How did it look before this? How? So she then starts talking about the house that she bought for her mom was $490K. $1,000 and she feels like her efforts were in vain because her mother moved out. Look, Angela, how often did you tell your mom about the price of that house? How often did you tell people in general that you bought your mom a house? Your mama, she moved. She moved. She didn't want to stay there anymore. She didn't. You're going to have to get over it. Because is it that you want your mom in a house that's safe, that she's comfortable in, that she loves, whatever the case, that she feels is her forever home? Or do you just want her in the house that you bought because you bought it? You know what I mean? I just feel like it's something petty to keep bringing up. Sell that house and give your mama the money for that other house then. And then that way your mama still has the piece of the house. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. So Angela is talking to Charles about the conversation with her mother. And she's like, look, I have to apologize. I didn't want to hear you out about this. I never, took into account your side of the story. So I have no idea. I have no idea what happened. She said, but I talked to my mom about it and I get it. Okay. So she then asked Charles for a hug. He said, hug that shit out with your mama. I said, oh, but he hugs her. Okay. So Angela is telling him about Brit's event. And he was like, okay, if y'all are cool, I don't have to go. He then said that, or she then said that if you revert back to 1989, Charles, then we have to leave. Cool. Let's get to Brit's tacky ass event. So we get to this event that's at a golf course. She said because it's classy and demure. It was not very mindful though, because you have these women coming in stilettos and dresses, and everybody is dressed to the nines for y'all to go stand on the golf course. This doesn't make sense. They're asking her in her confessional, what is the correlation? Shapewear, golf course. She was like, they don't go together. So you're stupid. Brit, you're stupid. So she said that they've been doing ratchet shit lately, and she wanted them to do something very classy. Let's think about the ratchet stuff that's been happening. Well, there were threats of violence with guns and whips and pistols that came from you. There was an instance of begging for a hug on several occasions that came from you. What else? There was the peace brunch where you yelled out that they weren't supporting you and it's all about me, 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 me. There was that. Then there was the Juneteenth party where you started that, so there was that. I mean, let's be real. 4 out of the 5 quote unquote ratchet events you were the direct participant in. The 5th one, which was Kenya shit, was about you. So don't do that, Brit. You have brought the ratchet to the show this season. It's nobody else, it's you. So she's walking around this venue, around the golf course. Nothing is set up. Literally nothing. Nothing is together. So, like, they're still putting up the step and repeat. The bar isn't set up. I'm like, oh, girl, I'm embarrassed for you. Oh, my God. So, Kelly and Shamia arrived first. And she's like, how do you guys like the event? Girl, nothing is set up. What's to like? What are we liking? The grass? Come on. So she then tells them that it's here at this golf course because she wants the ladies to get to know her life. I'm more than just a bitch that begs for hugs. I like classy shit too. So she said, look, let's go golfing. And everybody was like, dressed like this. They walk their asses over and get in golf carts. They have on stilettos and short dresses and skirts. But they're going to go golfing. So they're on the green, putting divots and holes all up in these people's... I bet they told her ass, don't you bring your ass back to this country club. You can't host nothing else here. So while they're out golfing, Porsha arrives and she's like, where is everybody? She sits at a table with one of Brit's friends, Paris, and she's like, what is the event even for? Paris said, oh, she has shapewear. It's called Bare Naked. And Porsha is like, okay. So in her confessional, they're asking Porsha, like, your company's got similar names. And Porsha was like, put some respect on Go Naked. I had it first. I've had it for 10 years. Now, Bare Naked is a good name, I guess. But it does seem very, very similar to Go Naked. Okay. So then we get this disaster of a scene. Okay. So we see everybody come in, everybody is sitting down. Brit is frantic with Mike and she's talking to her event planner. Why are there menus and table settings for everybody? I'm not here to feed everybody. I'm just here to feed the cast. You're going to feed the cast. So everybody that's sitting around isn't going to eat. So, and I'm thinking, the fuck? So Brit goes on and it's like, yeah. So basically, everybody else was going to stand up and just have cocktails, and then the cast was going to be in the middle eating. So you wanted all these people that are in your community that probably have more money than you, you want them people to stand and sip lemon water while y'all eat? Are you serious, Brit? Oh my God. Aren't you the one that's been screaming class and this? Like, wow. Wow. That is so beyond tacky. That is so beyond tacky. Lord have mercy. So she's telling the cast, and Porsha was like, oh, girl, let me hurry up. They won't even see me eat. I'll eat fast. And they're all saying, like, this is going to be bad for you in Atlanta. Word is going to spread. Brit Edie's ass is going to invite you to a party and not feed you. She's only going to feed select people. That's crazy. That's crazy. Not only did you not plan on it, but like you don't even have enough food to... Girl. Okay. She then announces to everybody that's there, the people eating and not, that she has a shapewear line. She got a little bitty TV up on the wall, and it shows her in the shapewear and without the shapewear. She then only gives the gifts to the cast. It was like, I'm going to give these gifts, these samples to my most special ladies, and everybody doesn't get one. You see people in the back that are like, not only are we hungry, but we not going to... I said, Lord, Brit. So, why did you have all these other people there? What was the point in inviting them? What was the point to invite them? So Shamia opened the box and she was like, the box itself was bare and naked. There wasn't tissue paper. It was just the damn shapewear in there. I said, well, Shamia, you were the one jumping up and down screaming, ah, excited that you got one. Like, you didn't have to do all that. You could have just opened the box. So she said, I gave you ladies random sizes, and Porsha was like, but if they don't fit, let me know. I can get you a different size. So Porsha was happy to have a small, but she gave Angela an extra large. Like, okay. So Brit then said, look, back when I got my BBL a couple of years ago, they gave ugly shapewear. And I thought I wanted something that's really cute to lounge in afterwards. So she said in 2020, she took her staff to Miami and they were able to get whatever plastic surgery that they wanted. I guess she wanted everybody to look a specific way to work at her agency. That's not ratchet? That's not ratchet to you, Brit? So Brit comes down and sits in front of Angela and Charles, and she's asking them, are they enjoying it, whatever the case. And they were like, yeah, it's cool, it's fine. So then Angela very loudly is like, Charles don't have no side, baby. Charles don't have no side, baby. I said, Angela, the fuck? What is happening? So Charles kind of looks at her like, okay. So Brit was like, and I'm not one of your whores. Charles said, well, I don't mess with whores. Brit was like, it's just something funny. We said, Charles said, I didn't think it was funny at all. And it's not funny because why would you come and say that to that man? Like, Michael, why don't you ever talk to your wife about her behavior? Tell her you're weird, Brit. One and done. This needs to be her first and last season because this is crazy. At this tacky ass event acting like this. So then somehow we start talking about Drew being a liar. And it turns into, we get a flashback where Drew and Kelly, I guess, were going back and forth. And Drew said that she doesn't know the real Kelly. Like, I feel like it's Drew versus everybody. At this point, y'all are picking on her. Kelly, you have no reason to have beef with Drew. Literally no reason. What are you mad about? Because she says she don't know the real you. She don't know your ass. She doesn't know you. That's nothing. Next scene. Let's keep going. Because this is silly. So then Shamia is like, I want to know why I was called a lapdog. Because you are, bitch. You are. That's why. You are a lapdog, Shamia. Stop acting like Drew is the first person to ever say this to you. Everybody is saying it. Everybody's thinking it. Hell, you know that you are. But what got me is this entire scene while Drew and Shamia are going back and forth about this. Porsha is sitting there quiet as a church mouse. Porsha's not saying a damn word. Porsha never interjected and said, all right, y'all, let's stop with the lapdog talk. Shamia is not one. Porsha didn't have your back because if the roles had been reversed and this was Drew and Porsha going back and forth, you'd have been just ready to double dutch your ass in to fight her battles for her. Pay attention to this, Shamia. This is why you're a lapdog, sis. So Drew was like, I called you a lapdog because you twisted what I said about PJ in the college fund and ran back to Porsha trying to be messy about it, which Shamia did. So Shamia would say, well, I think lapdog is too harsh for that. Y'all call each other bitches for sport. So Drew was like, it wasn't meant to hurt you, but you know, I was hurt. And you asked me, this is an opportunity for me to clear my name and tell you why I said it. See, you're mad that Drew didn't cower down from you. Drew said, yeah, I called you a lapdog, and this is why. This is why. She said, but it wasn't meant to hurt you. Now, Drew. Drew. So then Shamia starts barking, ruff, ruff, kiss my fucking ass, bitch, ruff, ruff. So you don't want to be called a lapdog, but you gonna sit up here and fucking bark? Shamia. Shamia. It's so hard to root for you every episode, Shamia, because what the fuck are you doing? What is this? This is silly. So Drew then says sometimes we say things when we are hurt, and this is one of them. Shamia is way too upset about this. Girl, you are not this fucking mad. I'm sorry, but you're not. Brit stands up and tells everybody, go outside with your side conversations. No, have the side conversations right here. You have never went outside to have a side conversation. You've done all your yelling and hooting and hollering and bitching in front of everybody, asking for hugs and shit. You do this all the time. You can't possibly be embarrassed. You already didn't feed these people. So what difference does it make? At least get their asses a show. If I can't eat and I can't get no free gift, let me see this argument. It's the least you can do. The least. Shit. So then Drew, the next scene is Drew. Drew's FaceTiming Dennis to get to the bottom of the lies that Porsha has been spewing. So she immediately is like, okay, so what's good with you saying that Porsha, you allegedly told Porsha that I wanted to sleep with you for studio time. Dennis was like, studio time ain't free. And he just starts laughing and was like, look, don't even listen to that noise. We here to make you a star. Keep your eyes on the prize, okay? So Drew trusts what he said, and now it's like, I need to have a sit down with Porsha. Y'all should have had to sit down. I don't want to see the sit down. So Dennis is now officially a part of Drew's team, the creative team, to help her, promote this album and all this type of stuff. Now, this is interesting because Dennis, didn't you say that Drew doesn't work with you anymore? Now she still is. When is the Porsha crash out going to happen now? 1-2 episodes from now? The final scene is Porsha going over to Phaedra's house, and freaking Frack is back. Yay, yay, Phaedra's back. Yay. So, I'm going to tell you this, Phaedra. We supported you on Traders, okay? Because I think you played a very good game on Traders, but we have not forgotten the bullshit you did on this show. We haven't forgotten. So do not think that because we praised you over on Traders that you can come back over here and all is forgotten, because that's not the case. That is not the case, okay? So Phaedra does a confessional where she said, I heard you were looking for me. Then they cut to the official graphic, and now she is with her peach, okay? Whatever. So Phaedra said that the last time we saw her wasn't her best moment. No, the fuck it wasn't. She said that she does regret how she left the group, but that's about it. No apologies, no mention of anything else. She just regrets how she left. Whatever. So Phaedra starts talking about all the different ladies. She said that Kelly is so tiny. She's giving garden gnome, and she loves all small people. She loves small things. Lil Wayne, Lil Baby, Lil Mama. She likes small things. Lil Duval. She then goes on to say that Brit is a girl about the city. A whore, okay? She said that she has more bodies than Willie. Willie is, remember, the mortician that she was studying under. So Porsha then asks Phaedra if she knows Drew. She's like, I know a little bit about Drew, but I don't know Drew per se. So Porsha's like, well, she's working with my baby daddy. Phaedra says she's selling hot dogs. And Porsha was like, I think she's sitting on his hot dog. Now, you know that they're not fucking Porsha, so why do you keep saying this? Why do you keep doing this? Find a fucking storyline that doesn't involve Drew. Drew has shit going on. What do you have going on, Porsha? You can't even film in your house. You have to leave your house to film. So then Phaedra is like, I thought Drew liked tacos and not hot dogs. Drew, you're going to have to do a sit down with Ty. Y'all going to have to get to the bottom of this because it's Basketball Wives. It's this show. They are, I mean, Drew, what is happening? And then Phaedra said that she didn't know that Charles Oakley was married to throw some shade at Angela. I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't believe it, but whatever. And that is how the episode goes off. They call Shamia and Kelly to say that Phaedra is coming to Grenada. Yay. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.